Hello. Did I sound like Mrs.
Oh,
Doubtfire?
yes. You just
Hello.
need the pie, the cream pie on your
Yeah.
face.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. I miss Robin Williams. He was a good guy. He was a funny guy, but obviously funny guys aren't always having fun. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And my guest Barry is here again to keep us company and keep me in line.
Keep you all in line.
Keep everybody in line. So, hello, Rock Eye said hi. I saw you earlier. And Voodoo Queen, nice to see you. Yeah, Jan, of course, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. That's me. That's me. Hi, Mary. Thanks for being here again. Nice to see you. And Sarah, hello. You're newer. Welcome. Welcome to the crazy family. Everybody's invited. Everybody can come along. Come along for the ride. There's my bestie. Hello.
Just so you know, the brakes are gone.
Yeah. No more breaks. Ugh. So, yeah. Welcome to the fun show of the craziness of all the things. And yes, Mighty Metallica is my bestie that lives like, I don't know, not even a 5-minute. Well, I don't know how many. It depends on how many minutes it takes me to get over there. If it's raining, I walk faster. But otherwise. So happy Friday. I posted a video that unfortunately I thought it was free, but it's not. It's called The Island, and it's a really interesting movie if you decide you wanted to purchase it. It's on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it other places, maybe even cheaper. Maybe Amazon has it for, I don't know, $2 or $3 or something like that if you want to watch it. But it's called The Island, and basically the premise is that the world has a massive contamination and nobody can go outside or else they get contaminated and they'll be dead, supposedly. So, but I'm not going to give away all the details of it because it is crazy. But it's pretty much something that the GOV had come up with for this futuristic world for the very wealthy people to stay alive longer. Another one that is similar is called, I want to say it's level 16 or something like that. I think that one might be free somewhere. Don't quote me on that, but it could be on Tubi or any of those other ones, but it's level 16. That is another one where it's controlled by a GOV organization, and the participants are not necessarily willing people. So there's a whole bunch of things like that you can imagine, because we all know how the My Sharona went, which I actually have seen some different things coming up that have popped up here and there on my feed on the tubes that were regarding the My Sharona, and the fact that it really bothered me because it was a case about a disabled person, a disabled adult. He's like an autism spectrum and also mentally not all there, but he does have his wits about him, and he claims that he does not want any medical treatment of any kind or any of the jabs or the things or whatever it is. And they took it upon themselves to put something in his, he has like 2 different types of drinks, like a tea and some other things that he has in his facility where he is living. It's an assisted living type place that he's not free to leave, obviously, which is another bullpucky situation that pisses me off. No, I won't be that pissed off tonight, I promise. Not really. But so they were putting sedatives in his drink so that they could do whatever they wanted to do that he refused to cooperate with. And that makes me highly, highly upset to think that they would do that to someone who is differently abled in any way, shape, or form. So they basically went against his human right to say, no, I don't want X, Y, or Z, but they still did it anyway. So
You may be able to find those two movies if you pay Prime.
well, I'm not sure about the island. I know that I have that on my YouTube. I did purchase that one long ago because I had I don't know if I rented it from somewhere, sometime, whatever, but that is a good one to watch because it just goes to show that billionaire people can do whatever they want to, no matter what the ethics are involved with it. So that really is
Did you
irritating.
see what Jan wrote?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Chemical crisis in Conyers, where the biolab is still burning. Oh, okay, great. That's fabulous. Is that helpful for people? Not. That makes me so angry. Just because of all the things. I did see a few things here and there about the one of the opponents running for the presidency. I won't say, but it's the female one, not the male one, who pretty much there was I shared it on my community page, and it was about that person when before she was a bigger person. Hey, see you, farmer. It was something to the effect of how she was going to prosecute parents when their kids don't, it's for truancy when their kids don't go to school. And it was a African-American mother, single mother, and her daughter had sickle cell, and she was constantly having to miss school, which she had all the agreements with her school that she's going to be she's in the hospital constantly for treatments over and over and over again.
Yeah.
She put that woman in jail because of truancy. And she still, to this day, lies that she never incarcerated a parent for truancy when she in fact did. Which, oh gosh, that gets me going, especially when you have a disabled child and they think that they're above all things, including God, when it comes to what you should be able to do for your child or yourself. And that is not how it should be at all. And also the videos of her with just for different stuff. But I'm not going to get all political on that because obviously I don't like that person because of her history. And she's not even African American. She's Indian, and she's in Canada. So how can a person that came from Canada originally and is not I thought that there was a thing you have to be like from the United States to be a president. Am I wrong? Anybody know that for sure? Because I didn't think that.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I don't think that a Canadian that came over and became a citizen, is she really a citizen? Does she have proof of it?
And can she show us?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, she's Indian, not African American, and it's like, I don't know, it just I forgot. Yeah, if they're even telling the truth about what's in the fire fumes. Yeah, that's like you're not supposed to inhale bleach fumes when you use bleach in your own house. I mean, but yet they're going to let that crap just spew all over the place. Yeah, they protect our citizens really, really well. Definitely chlorine gas. I can't even speak now. Gas, among other things. They refuse to allow independent testing. See, that's what ticks me off even more. Why? That's like saying, oh, you're not on our preferred list of companies to bring aid to people in hurricanes. What the what? That is the biggest BS crap I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh.
Well, look how careful they were with East Palestine.
Gosh. Yeah, they do want to control from birth to death. Yes, voodoo. I remember, I mean, with my when we stopped, well, my daughter never received any more vaccinations after she got the 6 that made her severely autistic after she had a seizure. And basically, they never even checked to see if she had a stroke because she became a vegetable after getting 6 of them when she was like, I don't even know. I mean, she was like 6 months old, some crap, whatever it was. But they just don't want to do anything. They don't want to prove anything, but they do want to control things from even before birth. Actually, I've seen some other things about civil rights violations going on with mothers who want to do home births now. Having babies at home used to be a thing. You didn't go to the hospital. You used to go in the field and have a baby, and then you go back to work on the farm, or whatever. Now it's like they're trying to control what a parent can't or cannot do when it comes to, well, is your midwife qualified enough to birth this baby in your home? Well, some people don't want to be intruded upon because they want to start jabbing them with this and give them a vitamin K shot and then put some antibiotic ointment in their eyeballs as soon as they come out your area. And it's like, why can you not have the privacy to have a child in your own home when you created the child? They did not create the child. God created that child for y'all, if you believe in God. If you don't, then okay, that's fine. But oh my gosh, it floors me, the things that they want to take away. Yeah, you have to be a natural born citizen to be president. How can she even be running if she was from Canada? She was a Canadian citizen, and that is a known fact. So how could she even become the pres? It should not be allowed. But yet again, and she's the one that let all the people across the border with Sleepy Joe. That, and of course she gets all pissy when people question her about, well, why'd you let them go? Because these other women wouldn't have been, killed by these idiots if you wouldn't have let these people in, or whatever crap they did. That just, oh my goodness. Candace Owens is doing an excellent expose in her ancestry. Yeah. Well, the thing is like, I just saw it today. Today is the first time I've seen anything about the fact that she is from Canada. And I was like, why is she even in the running? Why is her name even being able to be on a ballot? That floors me. It is insane.
She fits somebody's agenda. That's why.
Yeah, all the crooked people that are in the government. That is the only agenda that she would be for. And all she does, whenever she gets questioned about anything that she does or that she's for and all this, all she talks about, she switches it and starts talking about the T guy, the T man. It's like, stop trying to throw somebody else under the bus when you are the one that's driving the bus. And you're going the wrong direction.
They're really good at doing that distraction thing, but a lot of us see right through it, don't we?
Human experiments are exactly correct, because supposedly when the My Sharona came out, they've had the jab thing all ready to go for it. How would you know to have this thing created out of thin air if you didn't know that you guys were planning on doing something? Yeah. Or sending the one supposed person from another country across the ocean that's going to cause they're trying to say now that, get the booster this and do this and that because blah, blah, blah season's coming again. Just same thing with, you can't get a prescription at a pharmacy right now without them saying, do you want to get your blah, blah jab or this one or that one? And it's like, no, no, thank you. If God wants me to be here, I'll be here. If I'm not meant to be here, I won't be here. If we're going to get we've had the My Sharona. It mutates the same as flu. What's the difference then? Why do you bother doing something if it's going to change? Because young, healthy people die from stuff all the time, unfortunately, which.
Well, that's the thing, Jan. They blamed it on previous presidents. It's been that way for years. Well, let's blame the last president.
Yeah, Voodoo. I think I don't know which which video I watched today, but it was a guy interviewing her, and she kept changing the subject every 5 flipping seconds, every time that she was getting called out on something. And I was like, just spit it out. Yeah, that's sad, Jan. That I mean, again, it was just like the other incident with toxic things being, out there, and they don't really care about the people around. Just like water in Michigan, the water dispute. That doesn't matter. They don't care. They really don't care what happens to the average citizen, as long as they're fine. They don't care. Same people complaining about home birth are probably the same people wanting. Yes. Well, the thing is that, I mean, I understand that there's a woman that I know of. She had 4 previous children, and her 5th one was a home. She had home births. This other one, her last baby she had, was having some trouble with a shoulder or something like that. Come to find out, at the very end of all this BS, she had all 5 of her kids removed from her, and they claimed that the child was abused and all these things because it had some broken ribs and something. It had Fragile X syndrome, almost like Glass, the guy that his bones broke really easy. It was a vitamin D deficiency, but it cost them like $60-some thousand fighting to get a proper diagnosis before they could get their children back. But in the meantime, they were on a registry for being a child abuser because they had a home birth with somebody that had with a child that had an abnormality. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, just leave people alone. Citizens cannot have their own beliefs. Just the same thing like me right now, the same thing with my own daughter, who is my young adult. And because she's a young adult, the people that we deal with for various services is like it's not a CPS type of a situation where they have that for people that, that they get called on all the time because of whatever craziness going on. But I have reviewed the paperwork over and over again, and there is some wording on there that I disagree with, that I want removed from the paperwork, which says that we will follow all recommendations made by a medical professional or dentist or blah, blah, blah. No. That is a big no, especially when the whole other beginning part of that says that our beliefs, we do not do vaccination stuff because of our beliefs, X, Y, and Z. But yet in another area, they snuck that little thing in there that says that you would required to follow through with all recommendations. No, I'm not following through with all recommendations by someone. No. So this is a problem. This is a problem I'm dealing with right now. And, the regular worker that we're used to dealing with is not going to be seeing us until like January. We have a fill-in person, which I don't really want to deal with either. So that is a whole nother thing. So,
they're just like, it's just like when they're trying to pass a bill, there's always something attached to that bill. There's always something snuck in there that has nothing to do with the bill. It's just, hey, let's sneak something in there. People are too dumb to look at all, read the whole thing. And
well, they put it in words that the average person can't understand. All their technical jargon that they come up with is crap. Her dad is a communist. That would not surprise me at all. And she was born in Oakland, California. So I guess because she was born here, they probably came over here, spit the kid out, and then went back to Canada.
Probably.
That's probably what they did to get past that. She has been placed and is pliable. Yeah.
Is there somewhere else you could be right now?
No, they have to be on you. Just like I have one that wants to chew on her Chewy over there, and the other one I muted it so I could have her let the DOG out. The other one, the old one. Yeah, that is definitely. Well, I think also, see a farmer, that was pretty much their trial run, because remember all the facial recognition stuff with having to do the masking and the pretty much controlling people in general. You can't leave her house. I remember there's one lady who actually, I think she was in Australia because they were the worst ones with that. And she was charged. She had 3 charges against her for not complying with X, Y, and Z. Pretty much, she won her case, but then they sued her back. The country sued her back, and she owed them even more money than she got.
Jeez.
How can that happen? But then again, obviously, I don't want to live in Australia because that was ridiculous. Excuse me. Before man, they blamed it all on Bush instead of, yeah. Well, I mean, the first Bush in office, I like that person. The other one, no, not as much. It's like, who can do the least invasive crap job? And I can say that it's the man compared to all the other options that we've had so far. I'd rather have my dog in there or a cat. Either one of them. Yeah. What's that say again? Yeah. That's the other thing that's irritating. It's like, how do animals all of a sudden get all sick and stuff? There's got to be a reason. You know, I mean, it's one thing if it's a natural type of a thing. Obviously, farmers know their animals that they raise for us. They know how to take care of them. They do all the things for them. But yet, the GOV thinks that they know all the stuff, and that, you know, we have to. And then you're mandated to do something. I'm sorry, if I was growing some chickens in my yard right now, and they're like, "Oh, that one's not the right color chicken. It needs to get killed, and you can't eat it, or you can't sell it, or whatever." What the heck?
Yeah, or it's not had the antibiotics that we require your chickens to have. Well,
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to raise these without all that garbage, and they're like, "Oh no, you know, it bothers me when now I'm in the country, deep in the country of Kentucky here, and there used to be a really big demand for growing tobacco here. Now, not so much, even though we still have some places up north that still grow it and they sell it. And there's some companies that actually produce, you know, but, if you drive anywhere, it doesn't matter, just Kentucky, but like any state that grows things, and you see a sign next to a cornfield and it's got a corn cob, you know, the cartoon caricature of a corn cob. It's got numbers on it and everything. You could bet your bottom dollar that farmer is sold out. He has no idea what he's got growing in his fields. All he sees is money and corn. You don't know what's in that corn. And you don't know where it's going.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, Mary, I agree with what you just said there. They could say that you're getting a B12 shot, but you don't know. You really don't know. Even fine print, it's not in English. Like the average person cannot understand the legal jargon. Just like it's been years and years of reading paperwork for my daughter. And I just am finding, I don't know how long this little blurb has been in her paperwork, because you trust the person after, you know, they gain your trust so that they think, oh, we're just doing X, Y, and Z to make sure you get the services available, blah, blah. But yet that's not the truth. They sneak their crap in there so that you don't know it until they say, oh, guess what? Well, if you don't comply with this, then, you know, we're going to take your adult and put her in a home somewhere where she's going to be abused and neglected or worse.
Yeah.
And I'll be dead first before that happens. And my friend Mark, my bestie, knows that because that's, I mean, I you know, the average person,
Well,
would do that.
when you're told not to take the flu shot because it could have adverse effects on you, I heeded the neurologist request
Mm-hmm.
or warning. It's more of a warning. It wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
request. It was like, look at me dead square in the eye saying, do not take it because you have a forearm muscular dystrophy that would not bode well for you if you took that shot. So my thinking is when the Mytrona came around was stay off the jab because the
Mm-hmm.
jab was its basis is on the flu shot.
Right.
Now see what's playing. We can say flu shot, but we can't,
You can't talk about the Mytrona.
right?
Well,
So
I'll talk about all I want to.
in my mind, it made sense that don't take that because it's based on a flu shot.
Yeah.
And I've had several neurologists over the years, and every one of them has repeated the same thing. You haven't taken a flu shot, have you? And I'm like, no, I was told not to. And he said, that still holds true today. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And
hello, Northern Girl Hobbies.
I only get it for like 24 hours and it's gone. So
right. Well, I mean, the Mytrona, I mean, it dragged out forever for me. It wasn't horrible though. But then again, some people just have bad things happen to them in general. My friend's husband passed away. He was only 39 years old. He got the Mytrona for and he was a very healthy, active, very fit person. So, but is that really what took him out? Or was it something else? There's really no telling other than the fact that he became very ill for some reason. Who knows? I don't know if he had the jab or not. I have no idea the details of that, but he was a very, very young, healthy father. And it's really disgusting that, crazy stuff like that happens. Legislation, get it passed. Yes, exactly. Theo, that I always call you by your nickname. Yes, that is the same thing with the bullpucky of the hurricane relief people. Oh my gosh, that really irks me to know that because if they don't use their people, all the kickback people are not getting their stuff. And it's like, okay, so you're going to leave people without a home, telling them that, and they wouldn't let people in, they wouldn't let anybody get out, and they have no home to live in, they're starving, they have no water, but yet, the stuff is right there, and it gets snuck in anyway. I mean, these people risk their own legal issues and their own lives trying to get the things in there down in Florida on the Keys or whatever it was, and it's like, what's the deal? It shouldn't. You're supposed to love thy neighbor. And if someone's trying to love their neighbor by helping them out all the way from a different area of the United States, why is that being such a big, huge issue? Because it's all about money. It's all about money. They want their money and they don't care, truly don't care about the peoples. and that's my opinion, which luckily I'm allowed my opinion still for now. We're allowed our opinion because pretty soon it seems like they're going to try and change the Declaration of Independence. I think they're going to try and change every single thing that we have, went through multiple years, decades, or whatever, how long it's been. But yeah, it's ridiculous. I was going to say Thanksgiving dinner. What?
Yes, please.
I want some Thanksgiving dinner ish. Yeah, putting stuff in the air. I mean, it's bad enough as it is. Just like working in dentistry is an example. I worked in dentistry. I didn't think anything about fluoride when I worked in dentistry until after I had my daughter, who became severely autistic and mentally impaired. And when it came down to the things, my daughter never had fluoride treatments in any dental office that I worked in when I would take her there for her appointments. And now they get to the point where if a parent does not go around with recommendations by various medical people or whatever, just because they say that fluoride is good for you and you should have that and it's paid for by the insurance, that you need to have it or you have to have it. No, you don't, because they already have fluoride in our water and they have fluoridated toothpaste. And fluoride is a neurotoxin. And that is a reason why we stayed away from it when we were healing my daughter from her autism, so that she could walk and talk and be the sassy, almost 21-year-old that she is right now. So that really is just frustrating to me, that now they can say, you are not providing proper care for your child. So we get tons of federal funding if we take your kid from you and adopt them out to somebody else. And they will do whatever they can to do that, which really irks me even more so. So that is very hard. Yes, I do the same. Well, the only pokes I give myself is methyl B12 that I order from Canada. Unfortunately, I mean, it's easier to, I found a place actually in Florida where I can get, it's methyl B12, which is natural. Now, if it's the cyano kind, cyano means cyanide. Isn't that poison? Anybody think that's poisonous? Oh, we'll give you a B12 shot, but it's going to be the cyanide kind. I was like, no, thank you. I don't need any help. Okay. So horrendously expensive tooth extraction. Oh, don't even, yeah. Dental care. I worked in dentistry for a long time and it's very difficult. My Sharona. Yes. Minuteman. How you doing? I know the song. That's why my Sharona. Yep. Yes, I sang it all the time when I had to go in the stores with crap on my face for whatever time frame. So, yeah, having things. I mean, anytime you take anything out of your body, it's not, your body's like, what are you doing? But stuff happens, and unfortunate. The FEME has no money. Oh, yeah, I know. Is it billions? Or whatever, 400 million, billion, whatever. It might as well be a billion, because all I know is that the peoples need the money. We need like a real economy again. There's, I don't know how many stores. I mean, there's tons. I want to say there's 100 different stores that are closing, hundreds and hundreds of locations in the state of Michigan right now.
Here too.
A Big Lots store is basically a closeout store. It's almost like the alleys. I call it Alley Wally World. They buy all the stuff off from people, but the Big Lots that we have, there's only 2 left in the state of Michigan. One of them is within like a 5 to 10 minute drive from where I'm at. And they give veteran discounts every day. Of course, I shop places like that because when you have a fixed income, you got to do all the penny pinching.
Yeah.
But I don't agree. Yeah, I do not agree with our country giving so-called money I mean, I want to print some money. Minuteman, do you have a money maker printer thingy-majiggy? We'll do some My Sharona dancing and we'll get some dollar bills printed off. They just print money, which means, and I did hear the rumor, I don't know if anybody else heard the rumors about there could be an instant CBDC, where there's no cash anymore happening, just because that would cripple every single American family, every single person. If we have no dollar bills and it's all about credit stuff, you get so many points.
Already going on in Austria.
Is it Austria already?
Right on the verge.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it is. We had a wayward neighbor's wife who was living. Love thy neighbor, but not that way. Daring us to change that. Yeah, people. Yeah. It's really frustrating to know that, I serve my country. I believed in my country. I grew up believing in my country because when we grew up, the world wasn't as shit as it, sorry, but it's not as shit as it is now.
Yeah.
Right now, people can't afford rent. People were paid to stay home. They got paid food stamp money to stay home, go get the jabs, do the things so they could do their experiments and crap. And then it bankrupted every small business within in every area, whether it's a city, a town, anything imaginable. They destroyed anybody that could compete with what the GOV's agenda was.
Mm-hmm.
And that included keeping people and families, I mean, people off themselves because of the isolation. They took
Yeah.
that as that person was mentally weak. So we don't want them around anyway. And that is not, I mean, that's just like saying a disabled veteran with PTSD doesn't deserve to be here anymore, which really pisses me off. So, I mean, I'm, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
It is very hard to trust in. Yes, Mary Miles, yes. Actually, methyl B12 is the very first thing that we tried with a natural path. That's why I went into that life of training after the fact. We saw a natural path, and after her very first methyl B12 injection, she started to babble again for the very first time within 3 days of one small methyl B12 injection from that doctor. And I'm going to cry. So, and the second thing that we did after all the other things, we did chelation, we did all the things for her. Anything natural you can think of that is naturopath related. We were gifted from a family I helped with their autistic son that was newly not diagnosed yet, but got diagnosed after I said, hey, your son's doing X, Y, and Z with his food allergies and reactions and stuff. They gifted us hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy sessions, $1,000 worth. And
Wow.
after 5 days of going into the tent, we called it the tent, the oxygen chamber. After the first 7 to 10 days, my daughter used the toilet for the very first time at 5.5 years old.
That's awesome.
And I never thought that she would ever be potty trained or use a toilet independently, ever. God darn it. You guys can get me. But anyhow, so you fight for the things that you really are passionate about and don't ever give up on them. That is one thing I could say right there.
Yeah.
All right, Barry, take it away before I lose my crap. But you know what? There's a reason why things happen in our lives. And I truly believe it, that I know it was a horrible thing. Horrible things happened for myself and for my daughter, both. But good things came from it because we were able to help other people. And our journey helped us help other families to be able to do the same things. And I still continue to do so. I still continue to help people.
Hey, Devil Dog.
Hey, Double Dog Prepper. And I forgot to get, I need your email address, but if you send me an email, Double Dog Prepper, to my email, that one. Don't make me try and remember it. Send me an email because I wanted to invite you to come on and chit chat one of these times with us. I have a couple of them scheduled. It's pretty much every Friday at 8:00. Whatever time you can stop in and say hi, because, you know, veteran people and crazy people unite. So,
I fall in the crazy category because I'm not a veteran, so I must fall crazy.
Well, I'm both. So, you know, that's how it goes. Yeah. But yeah, hi Double Dog Prepper. Nice to see you here.
Because I can own it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
I can own it.
Own it like you're wearing some platform high heels.
No.
No, I know. Yes,
I mean, not for me. You could pull it off. I can't.
Northern Girl Hobbies. Yes, there is a place online that I buy. It comes from Florida, actually, and it is methyl B12. and it comes in vials, and they do have really good price. It is the best. I'm a bargain shopper. I mean, I've scrimped and done all the things. And if you send me an email at my email, that one I just had up there, which is mittenprepperveteran@gmail.com, just let me know, hey, you have that link for the blah, 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 and I will send it to you. So just send me an email, and I will get back with you with the link to them. And you can get like, I don't know, 10, 15% off if you sign up for their email stuff that you can unsubscribe to after the fact. But it saves you. Oh my gosh, it's really good. It's pure. I trust them. I used to get mine from Canada. Now it's way too much money to go from Canada, because in a compounding pharmacy here, I used to pay like $70 a vial for my daughter when I was giving her the injections.
There's my buddy Shawnee. Hi,
Hey,
Shawnee.
Shawnee. Howdy. How's it going? Yeah. Well, thank you for appreciating a veteran, because most people don't. Oh, and before I forget, as soon as I'm done this evening, I don't know, I might set it up as a premiere for tomorrow, but I have a video. It's not a short video, but it's a little bit longer than usual. It's maybe 16 to 18 minutes long that I'm going to put up, and I might set it as a premiere for tomorrow or something like that, instead of just putting it on tonight after this, because who knows how long we'll be blabbing. So, but keep an eye out for it. And it has a very distinct title that will be on it, and you'll probably know what it's about. So, yeah. Yes, B12. Yes, I was talking about oh, sorry, I missed the tinfoil hat thingy up there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you were crazy. We were born crazy, Minuteman. Yes. Yes, B12. It's methyl B12. I make sure. Scientific paper linked to the solar system to affecting people causing low B12. Well, the thing is that if you go to a regular doctor, they're going to give you the cyano kind, which is cyanide type, which you don't want. So methyl B12 is the all natural kind, which is not containing all the crapola. So, but make sure if you're using things like that you get the naturalist kind that is possible, which is hard to find, but there are places online. Trust me, I've used all the places. For supplements, compounding pharmacies. I mean, they're insanely expensive. I mean, mind you, it's been 20 years since I was paying $60 to $70 a vial for methyl B12 for my daughter. And I needed to get that like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So now you know why Michelle been broken, bankrupted a million times.
Yeah.
So, but yes, natural things, I agree with those, especially when you're trying to cure something or improve something that was damaged because of the things that were put in somebody's body that shouldn't have been there in the first place.
We'll call it negligence.
I don't have a link for it's not a Canadian link at all that I have. I used to get it from Canada. I order it from Florida. The B12 is in Florida that I get now. So it is Florida. That is the website. It's in Southern Florida. I'm at a brain cramp right now. Now Foods methyl B12. I don't trust anything that is in stores that's offered as
ordered online.
Yeah, I was going to say anything that is
now products is ordered online.
Yeah, I've seen those things before, but again, if you go through and if you have them tested for purity, if you're going through natural like healing things, you want to make sure that everything is totally
This is
real.
my back.
Sublingual. Yeah, sublinguals don't do anything. They're just spoofs. You'd be better off eating a B rich food item if your digestion is good. If you have leaky gut syndrome, you're not going to digest anything or absorb any nutrients no matter what you do. If you don't heal your gut first, then you may as well forget about it. That's one thing that we learned very, very quickly. So pretty much stripped her entire diet to the zeros of things that she could have and nothing processed whatsoever. So, I mean, it would take me 21 years to go over all the things that we did and the millions of dollars, but injectable is the best. Injectable
I may
is
be
the best.
jumping ahead, but Shawnee makes a good question. She has a good question. Have we talked about treating depression after or in
Oops.
an apocalyptic event? That is not covered. It's not. I don't think anyone's ever covered that.
No, that is something I can definitely talk about because I know lots about that. Because with my psychology background, when I was in college getting my naturopath, my doctorate was in naturopath, and my secondary was psychology. Because for people to change anything in your life, you need the psychology of what are they thinking. Oh, I want to lose weight. Well, you can't lose weight if you have a negative attitude, if you are addicted to food, if you eat because you're sad, or whatever different things you have going on. That will be the scary part, that's in the documentary about the people that get out of the mental hospitals because there's no power and they're out on the streets and things like that. And their depression is one thing because women get postpartum depression sometimes when they have a child. And and they're like, why am I crying all the time? I love my baby and all this other stuff. Well, that's when the situations piss me off right there, because if a new mom is tired because her kid needs to eat every 5 seconds, they're trying to breastfeed the kid, which is supposed to be the best thing for them, right? Oh, your child's underweight. It's not eating well enough. This, and this. And then you say anything to a hospital or any kind of a doctor person and say, I'm so depressed, I don't know what to do. If you even say that statement, guess what? Your kid's gone. They're going to come take your freaking kid. Oh, you're depressed. You got mental issues and all this other bullshit. This is what I say. Double middle fingers for shaming women for being, it's like, okay, it doesn't matter if it's your first kid or if it's your 15th. Everything is going to be different. Your hormones are different. Your age is different. And just because you don't feel all happy freaking lucky, I'm all happy all the time. Do I sound happy all the time? No. Do I attempt to be? Yes. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad person or that I don't, does my young adult say stuff that pisses me off? Yes. Is she mean sometimes? Does she say things that are mean that she doesn't understand that they're really mean? Yes. So, yes. But do I beat my kid? Hell no. Who in their right mind would abuse anybody that has the capacity of someone that is, a toddler, or the understanding of someone that is less than a kindergartner? Even though kindergartners nowadays get taught about, cross-dressers and shit at school. Which pisses me off. I'm sorry. You keep that stuff in your adult world and whatever places you go pay money for that crap. You don't talk about that shit in school. It's like, And Barry, yes. Barry has a channel, Storms, Radios, and Cats. Can you drop your link in there?
Jan's got it.
Oh, Jan got it. You go, girl. You go. Yeah, I was going to say, also, Double Dog Prepper, if you got your channel link, you put that in there. Because I know that you're newer to the tubes, and trust me, it ain't all butterflies and roses and crap trying to be on the tubes. Because I'm still fighting with them about you don't have your watch hours are all from all the other things other than this. So it doesn't matter if you have 1 million. It doesn't matter. It's just we're not going to give you any money. We're just going to keep making money off you. So leaky gut syndrome is number one thing. Yes, leaky gut is very difficult. You have to pretty much stop shopping in any store whatsoever. I mean, you don't go to Whole Paycheck, which is Whole Foods. Never, ever go to places like that. There's tons of places that we have organic this and organic that and blah, blah, blah. Nothing is 100% organic in this world anymore. It used to be. When we drank out of the hose and we used to go get stuff from the raspberry bush in the backyard or make grape jam from the grapes that grew naturally in the backyard, that's a totally different story compared to the BS that they can advertise now. Oh, this is all natural beef. Yeah, from China.
All they did was they commercialized the word organic.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to go back and look at the original definition, In the Merriam Dictionary or any of the dictionaries, organic was anything living. The dirt was organic.
Right.
The rocks were organic.
Yeah.
Plants were organic. We are organic.
Yeah.
Stop defining words that
better, you know.
yeah, just so you can
And
make
yes,
a buck.
everything is an apocalyptic thing. And yes, I agree. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. That's the same thing. Like I was going to say something other than I just had a brain fart, but pretty much the same stuff with foods in general are just bastardized. When my mom was dying from colon cancer, she finally listened to me instead of the doctors, and she quit doing all the crap. She couldn't stand doing she tried doing all the chemo crap or whatever. She made it a couple times and she said, I can't handle this anymore. And I said, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. So she finally listened to me. She changed her diet. She quit doing X, Y, and Z, went back to doing all the things I had told her to in the beginning. And I got 18 more months with her because she was doing what I said. And then I'm trying not to drop the F-bomb. The freaking doctors, assholes at the hospital. Oh, don't take those vitamins. Take these prescription pills. Oh, stop eating fresh vegetables. Eat canned vegetables only. You need to eat all the meat you can eat. All this, everything against, no juicing. I mean, I was doing juicing and stuff like that with her. Everything that I did for her, I got 18 more months, and she felt the best she had ever felt. Her hair was growing back, and then the doctors went all against every single thing. And the last couple months of her life were literally living freaking hell. And I wish I could kick each single one of them in the nether regions. I almost said it, but
they probably don't.
They killed her. And then I had her in hospice. Hospice wasn't even there. I mean, I hired someone to come in. The person was there one time, that one very first day, and she died the next day. That's how fast they could. But the day before, she needs to come in and have some radiation on her brain stem. And I was like, what the fuck for? Sorry, I just dropped that one that came out. I said, why? I said, I have hospice people here. I said, she's got a catheter in and she can't even open her eyes anymore. And you want her, we'll pick her up with the ambulance. And I said, if you come near me or come near this home, it's going to be a very bad decision. They were going to come and pick her up so they could get the $5,000. They could bill her insurance before she kicked off. And I was like, that evening, actually, the evening she died, I was supposed to have been in a fitness show in downtown in Detroit. But I knew I wasn't going to be there. I mean, I had to tell all the people, I was like, I'm not going to be there because my mom's, she's at end stage. I don't know, what's going to happen. But, I was just like, I still want to punch every single one of them in the nads. That is the most disgusting thing. And they were trying to say that she agreed to this treatment so we can come and get her if we want to. That was long ago. That was in 2020 or no, 2000. It was in 2000. Whatever year it was. I mean, she's been gone 14 years. Thank you. I can't math like usual. But yes, every day is a apocalyptic event. It seems like every single thing going on, but it disgusts me. The medical industry is not, no. They are not about healing anybody. You are nothing but a cash cow. We are cash cows for them. That's it. They make money off of us. The sicker we are, the more medications we take, the more money they make. I mean, the only reason I get recovered from all the things I had, like my brain injuries, I stopped taking all the medications that they had me on because I was a freaking vegetable. No wonder I couldn't talk or see or walk, Thanks for watching and listening, Ratty. Coffee First Then Speak has a great channel. Yep. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us,
for one, I'm glad you did all those things so you're here today.
I guess that's why I'm the way I am is, I mean, some people can't handle my personality, but guess what? If I wasn't such a biatch, a lot of times. I mean, fighting for my daughter first, number one, that really, I used to be a very calm, somewhat calmish person before, but I turned into, I turned into hell on earth. And I was like, don't even try it. So yeah,
What
the stuff
happens
that,
when a person is backed in a corner?
and they try to do that shit. They try and do that crap. Oh, heck no. I bet the kids avoid your house on Halloween. Actually, yeah, they do. No, I mean, it's too scary of a world. Now, most of the events for kids, unfortunately, are during the daytime. There's like one event in downtown, and they had a trunk or treat that's up the street in this park, the trailer park where we live in or whatever. But I would not, you could go anywhere you wanted to when we grew up in our era. The people that are 40s and 50s or older, it used to be a semi-safe place to do, and it used to be something really fun. Now you try and do that? Heck no. Nope. Nope. Is anything organic? No, nothing is organic anymore. There is not one single thing. I mean, you can do the best you can. I mean, Gerson therapy is the only thing that I know of that is 100%. And it's, I mean, if you look up, I know Gerson therapy, that documentary, there's many of them. Dr. Gerson, Max Gerson, he is the first person to find a cure, natural cure for different cancers. And it's not just healing like a specific thing, it's healing the entire body. And that is what I learned. That is what I do with my daughter and my mother while she was actually feeling well and healed from her cancer before they killed her. So yeah, that's a whole, I could be here for a million years to talk about all those things. And thank you, Jan, for sharing channels. I appreciate you. And you need to send me an email as well, so that I can have your info again, because I forgot all the stuff. Yeah, my mom's been gone. Yeah, my mom was like a me. She raised kids by herself, and she was a force to reckon with as well. And colon cancer, we didn't have colon cancer until all this crap was starting to get put in our food, in fast food, and all the other crap that people eat. Hi, KP. Thanks for being here.
Hi,
Colon
KP.
cancer was almost unheard of before. It used to be, liver cancer, that was a common one, but those were mostly people that drank alcohol to excess, usually back in the day. Now you get cancers, there's people getting, well, not only rectal cancer, which Farrah Fawcett died from that. Not colon cancer, but it's like, how do you get a specific, in that little tiny specific area, how do you get cancer in just that one particular place? Why? Why would you get that? It just is, it floors me, the stuff that they can come up with that can kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a laughing thing. I have to laugh because I want to punch crap if I don't. So, but yeah, it's just really irritating that, and another, it's like, the other crazy thing that it's with your mom with the lung cancer, that was hardly a thing back in the days. And when my grandfather, when he passed away, I was 8 years old, and I still remember that morning with him. I got the last chocolate donut before he left to go chop wood. He was retired from the fire department and his job and stuff. I want to go like he went. He sat down, he was tired from chopping wood, and he's like, "Oh, I got to sit down. I'm tired." And he said, and his buddy that was out there, he said, all I heard from him was, "Oh my gosh." And he grabbed his chest and he was gone. That was it. That's how I want to go. I want my time to be that way. Like, I'm out in the woods chopping wood with my buddy, and then I'm going to be dead. And then not have to go through all this other stuff. Nobody made money off of him. Nobody makes money off of people that die in a nice manner, a nice, peaceful way. No, they want to try and kill kids and poison them as soon as even before they're out of your freaking body. Which, how can you can't prepare for that shit. You can't prepare for it. How can you prepare for somebody and then also try to prepare yourself? Hey, everybody. Oh, we can breathe again? Cool. Because Barry needs to talk because I'm losing my mind talking all this stuff. But you had an aunt. Kept going to the doctor for gut issues, gave her medicine. Yeah, of course. All they want to do is give medications.
Yeah.
They
Well,
don't care.
and you get kickbacks for everything, every prescription you write.
I am the angry prepper minute man. Yes, honey, I am.
He's better looking though.
Yeah, my skin's a little too light too, but I would like a
I
tan.
wasn't gonna go there, but okay.
I would like a tan. Hey, I have a brother that we didn't know about until my mom died. We finally found out after she died that she had a baby that she put up for adoption because she had a baby with a black man, which was not good for her family. They're, the whatever family, Anglo-Saxons from wherever. It's like, get over it, people. But yeah, he doesn't look like he's black, I tell you that. But
Jeez.
yeah, my mom took that to her grave. She took that to the grave. Her sisters would not even tell us until or after the fact. We had to find out ourselves. I am the angry prepper, female version, and a lot lighter skin. I used to like watching him, but I would get so frustrated because of him being so frustrated and cussing. Then I was that way. So I was like, I got to calm myself down. Yeah. Yes. The hard part is that nowadays you cannot have an opinion because your opinion is wrong. And I'm not just saying, I don't care about politic crap in general, but if you're thinking about how I want to birth my child, how I want to raise my family, if I want to homeschool my kids because I don't want them seeing drag queens in kindergarten at the drag queen show or whatever shit they do, you're all of a sudden on a list and, oh, your child, you need to bring your kids to school. We need to see what curriculum you're teaching them to make sure that it's I don't give a shit if you were, I don't even know. I can't even come up with a name right now, but I don't care if whoever it is, if Jesus came down here right now, pretending he was Jesus as a human, saying, you know what, you have to do X, Y, and Z, because if you don't, then you're not doing it right. It's basically parental rights are no longer allowed. You cannot just all of a sudden, I've seen the cases. I follow civil law a lot, more and more. I keep talking about that. Make sure you know your rights, know your civil rights, and don't give up on them ever. Never, ever. You're going to go to jail, but you know what? Hopefully you can sue the shit out of them.
Yeah.
All I know is that your human rights are being violated 24/7 in this world. And that's not what I serve my country for. I did not serve my country for them to tell me that you have to they tried to tell me long ago, your daughter cannot go to this daycare because she doesn't have her vaccinations that we require, blah, 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 bullshit. And I said, no, that is against our religious beliefs, which is one of our civil rights. And we do not have to do shit. And you cannot deny her the ability to be in your establishment. If everybody else has their arm jabby things or whatever, then they should be protected if they work, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to worry if my kid gets the flu or pneumonia or whatever. If your kid's got their crap and it's effective, then what's the problem? It's bullshit. That's what it's called.
What's the matter? You don't have any you don't have any trust in the crap that you're making yourselves? That's what they're telling me.
Pretty much.
You got to take the booster now.
Yeah.
Why? Does it not work? You know what happened after I had it, which it almost, well, I'm not going to say it almost killed me because it didn't, but it sure felt like it.
Yeah.
Because it stirred up the muscular dystrophy. But the thing is, 2 or 3 days later, I'm better, and I'm at a friend's house who's sitting there in bed handing me a list that they scribbled out of things they need from the store. So I went to the store with him. I was this close to this person sitting next to their couch. They were laying on the couch. And, I never got it again. So far as I'm concerned, I didn't need some some, fabricated magic elixir
Mhm.
jabbed into me to build a antibody that would help my body fight off getting it again. And it was confirmed. Yes, you have this. Do you want to? Do you want to spend, like a week in the hospital? I'm like, no, I'll take care of myself. I've been doing it now for 2 years on my own. I could do it. I'm a big boy. Oh, okay then.
Well, that's
If,
almost like a death sentence, like it was when people got COVID. If they went to the hospital, they ended up dying there.
yeah.
Almost everyone that we know personally died in the hospital because they went to the hospital instead of staying home.
Well,
What
the
reasons, we
doctor,
don't know. We don't know what they were given. We don't know what care they had. And yes, ivermectin is good to use. It is a good item for pretty much, it's like whatever. It's a better antibiotic than all the other crapola that they have out there. Yeah,
the
man, thank
thing
you.
is, I couldn't leave my house alone for a week
Thank you,
because I
Margaret.
knew
I
when I got
appreciate
back.
your comment there. I do the best. All we can do is the best we can do, because it's ridiculous that we're expected to just, hey, hello, welcome from New Zealand, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Leaky gut, yeah. Everybody in the world has leaky gut if you eat anything that is processed by our so-called food manufacturing companies. If it's not from the farm, and even some of the farmers, the poor farmers, have to deal with the crap trying to get good stuff and keep their soil clean. They can't. But yes, if medications are the worst thing. If you don't have to take them, then don't. If you can manage without them, like especially pain medications. I mean, they had me so doped up on that when I was on all the different things. I mean, I don't know how many meds they had me on, but I know for a fact that the medications, as soon as I stopped taking those, I started feeling better. And as soon as I could get my brain to function, you get even better from there.
Oh, I bet it. Yeah, I bet it probably just irks doctors. Like if I go to the ER or something, it says in my medical records this person is not to take any pain meds stronger than ibuprofen or Tylenol, because if it masks the pain, I will keep going and I'll be to the point where I can't even stand on my own 2 feet. So it probably pisses them off. They're like, "What can we give him? There's got to be something we can give him."
Oh yeah.
If we can't give
We'll
him
give you an
pain meds.
injection that we charge $500 for.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's a med. That's a pain med. We can't give that to him either. Oh gosh, damn! What can we give him? There's got to
Well,
be something. They're
I
probably
mean,
just like,
yeah, the markup, like when I gave birth to my daughter, I didn't take pain pills. I mean, or anything like that. I didn't even want to, oh, you need to take these Tylenols. And I was like, no, I don't. I don't want no Tylenol. I don't want nothing. I don't need nothing. Yeah, you just I just had a baby, okay? I'm gonna be sore. Yeah, obviously. But guess what? I'm not gonna be having that pill or whatever you're trying to give me because I'm breastfeeding my kid.
yeah,
I'm trying to. I just had her like an hour ago. You guys are trying to give me meds and pills and whatever. And of course, the other thing they did back even then is try to keep you in the hospital for X amount of time.
mm-hmm.
Oh, well, your results didn't come back from testing to see if you have some kind of disease of some shit or whatever bullshit. I'm like, bitch, nobody's touched my ass since I got knocked up, okay? So I ain't got crap that I got to worry about needing an antibiotic for. But they gave it to me in my IV after the fact. They told me after the
Yeah.
fact. So I had to stay there for 48 hours to make sure that the baby was okay, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't about me being okay. They were just making sure that the baby didn't have a reaction to something, something. It's like, number one, I didn't give you permission to give me that medication. I wanted to leave, and they denied me being able to leave because they had their order. I could leave. They wouldn't let me take my kid because she had to be monitored. That's the bullshit they pull right now. That's why if I had another child in this day and age, I would never have it in a hospital.
Oh, your baby has jaundice. We're gonna have to keep her a couple days under the lights.
Oh no, you neglected your child for some reason. Oh, your breast milk it wasn't good enough or something, and you starved your kid and they've lost 2 ounces of weight or something. They take kids away from parents because a child loses weight all the time. It goes up and down. That's what kids do. People do that right now. Somebody put me in jail because I lost 2 pounds or I gained 2 pounds? Or, oh, your kid is X, Y, and Z.
Dial this special number. Hey, I got Michelle here. I think she did something shady. She's lost 2 ounces. Yeah, go get her. Yeah, Michigan. That's right.
That anonymous tip that they do with all the CPS BS, which,
I've been through all that.
It pisses me off because it used to be real cases that were actually, catching people that were hurting children in a home. That's what it was meant for. Now it is a federally funded moneymaker that makes it legal to kidnap children from their families, remove them, put them in the foster care system where they get abused, neglected, molested, and worse. Some are killed. And that really, oh my gosh, that pisses me off to no end. That's why I'll be dead before they take my kid away from my arms, ever.
Johnny says, when my husband was in a medical coma from an accident, he went back and read his meds list, and they listed a jab on there. I was like, what the hell did you inject my husband? It said tetanus jab only.
Oh. Yeah, supposedly. That's the thing, is they don't have to prove anything to you. I mean, you can try to get your records. When I tried to sue a doctor for malpractice because my last surgery that I had, well, next to last surgery I had 3 surgeries within a year and a half. They lied. Number one, they claimed that they paralyzed me alive. They paralyzed me awake on the operating table, and it closed my airway, and I was laying there suffocating, and I couldn't move, and my eyes were still open. And I don't know how long it took them to realize that. I still remember to this day hearing them say, "She's not breathing, bag her." And the doctor came out and told my best friend, Mark, who took me to every single surgery I had. And they claimed I had a lidocaine injection reaction before I went into surgery, which was a total lie because my friend Mark and my daughter were with me until I was wheeled away to the operating room every single surgery. So they falsified medical records to keep from being sued. And I could not do anything about it. That's how I got my last brain injury, was because I had a seizure because some dill hole anesthesiologist paralyzed me before I was, put out. So I was laying there suffocating, and I had a seizure, and I got a brain injury from it. And it took me almost 3 years to recover from that one.
Hang tight. I'm going to fire up a heater.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah. Mine has not come on yet. Oh, that was one exciting thing I did. Make sure you're getting ready to winterize your homes, because luckily I was going through, I cleaned up all the vents and stuff, in this place here, which is quite a few of them. And I vacuumed them out the best I could, because I can't afford to have somebody come and try to clean ducts that really are smashed and stuff underneath my mobile home, which is a pain in the butt. So I fired it up, and it was not blowing hot air. So I was like, oh, crap. And that was less than a week ago. So I luckily contacted the correct heating and cooling company that had the best recommendations in the area. And the guy, I got an appointment. The tech came out the next day, and he's like, oh, it could be the sensor. It needs to be replaced. And then he changed it, and he's like, well, it's not the sensor. He said, I'm going to go up and check from the roof or whatever. He said, could have a bird nest in there or something like that. And I was like, what? How'd they get in there? I just had my roof done like last fall. And sure enough, there was like feet of bird nest that were in the chimney area, which was a big fire hazard. And I am very thankful, very thankful. He cleaned it out the best he could, well enough so that I could actually get the heat to work for the couple nights where it was in the 30s, which was crazy. Thankfully, this place, so far, the coolest it's been without the heat on has been 58 degrees in here, which is about what I keep it at anyway in the wintertime. So, but this, he came back, he couldn't get the rest of it out. He needed a shop vac. And so he came back day before last with the shop vac, went back up there. And I have happened to had a couple pieces of leftover chicken wire. And thank goodness that he didn't charge me. He said, I'm going to come back. He said, I'm not going to charge you anything else. And he said, you know, I said, would you mind, could you put the chicken wire on there? He's like, oh, sure. Yeah. Nicest guy ever. And I was so thankful because most businesses out there do not do things like that. So yeah, it's just, it was just, I was floored at the customer service. They did give me a veteran discount as well. It saved me $20 off of the just the call for coming out. And then there's of course labor charge, but I was so thankful. I mean, I just, oh, no problem. We're walking the puppies. Yeah, mine are what? Quit licking your foot, dog. I have one that has allergies really bad this year. First time in a couple of years. So obviously crap is being messed up outside because she's never had this many itchy problems. But yeah, they're just like hanging out waiting for mom to like get on the couch so they can like snuggle for a few with me and stuff like that. But yeah, I was so thankful because I was thinking, oh my goodness, I was like, I could not afford to have a new furnace put in here on top of all the other stuff I've been doing, all the things. So yeah, I'm not surprised about the things. Don't forget to check the antifreeze in your vehicle. Yes, I did. Yes, I do have some of that available because my friend Mark, my name Metallica, I had one of my lights came on or whatever, and it was something about some hose had to be replaced or whatever. So, you know, thankfully he was able to help me get the part replaced in there, but my antifreeze was low. So I made sure I got the right kind that he told me to. I made sure it was filled up, and I will double check that again as well, of course. But yes, it is ridiculous with all the things, but, all the fake stuff that they have so many man-made things now that they're putting in every single thing. Even you know, it's almost like, you know, it used to be all right to take like an Advil or, you know, now it's like, okay, are they spiking the Advil with something? You know, it's like, yeah, just like having antibiotics on hand. You know, I don't have a doctor that just randomly gives me antibiotics for things, and I did have to use my antibiotics. I do have some left over from when I had my tooth abscess, which was not fun on the weekend, but thankfully I did have some. Obviously, I did not get them from a very expensive company that is overpriced, but yes, it did suck. But you know, no taking a whole bunch of ibuprofens every 4 or 5, 6 hours. I mean, I have a high pain tolerance. But I tell you,
thank God.
When you have tooth pain, it affects your whole head. I mean, you can't see straight, you can't think straight. And I worked in dentistry for 31 years. So I know. But I've also had dental issues. I mean, I've had my face worked on a million times. I have to go back and have more stuff done, but can't afford it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just really, yeah, it's hard to know what you can trust in. You can't prep for every single thing that's going to happen. I mean, I thought my solar generators would be fine, but I wasn't expecting us to have no power for, I don't know, it was 3.5 days, almost 4 days. Thankfully,
okay, so you can't prep for everything. That is absolutely correct. 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
The main thing is you cannot stop.
Yeah.
We don't have that luxury to stop right now, folks. We really don't.
No, really. I mean, well, the biggest thing
I do tomorrow.
Yeah, I always tell people, I mean, the biggest thing is like make sure you have water. store it in your house, and or I mean, know how to get it out of your water. I don't know how to get out of my water heater if I had to. I mean, I'm sure I could find someone who could help me, but
Oh, I could tell you, no problem.
but I mean, it's like make sure you have a way. I don't care if you get it from the puddles in the yard. I don't care, but make sure you have the basic stuff in hand. You know, it's like you got to be able to filter some water somehow. I mean, if it's out of your toilet, obviously, you know, you got plenty of water in your toilet. So, but it's difficult. You know, people are like, oh, I'm gonna get, you know, I don't know.
Why do you think I have all these cats? I'm going to filter the water through the fur. Okay, I'll use that cat. He's thoroughly drenched. Let's get the next one out.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's just you can't. I mean, obviously, you get ding people that make dumb comments like, "Oh, what's the point of doing all that if your house gets washed away in a storm?" Well, guess what? I guess I'm just shit out of luck if I have that happen. You know?
I'll cross that bridge when it comes, and
Yeah.
let's hope the bridge is still there.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary Miles. I'll let me. I don't know why I didn't turn my camera back on.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm getting tired of looking at myself sometimes too.
Yeah,
well, I get tired of looking at myself.
I don't need to be reminded.
Yeah, Minute Man's got to let his doggies about dogs barking. Yeah, mine do that a lot.
You just overlooked the disheveled house. It's supposed to be like that when you're moving. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Well, mine looks like that, and I've lived here for a couple of years. But
there it is, a big buddy heater.
Yeah, I have a couple of those, but the hard part for me, I mean, of course, I have all the detectors and stuff everywhere in here and all that, but
bottle of propane right there.
You know, it's just
got a cat in my lap.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes. I mean, well, like my solar generators. I'm in Michigan. We don't get sun. I cannot use my solar panel with my solar generators they do not charge. I mean, I had that stuff sitting out there, I don't know, the whole time, and I moved it every 5 minutes to try and keep it in the sun. Nope. So pretty much,
and did you have a clear shot to the south?
I have trees all around.
I mean, I got family in Michigan. I know the sun is very sparse up there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not strong enough. It's not like we're in Florida.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I mean, it's not even close. Or even, you know, if we were in maybe Tennessee or in no trees around, but then again, trying to keep your home cool when you have DEFCON 5. I mean, Michigan, we never used to have summers where it was 98 degrees or 100 degrees in the summertime.
Yeah.
So-called global warming crap or whatever. Yeah, right. Whatever. So
sorry, I'll stop eating pinto beans. It was me.
Oh, you're
global warming.
Sounds like you need a chainsaw. Yeah.
I got one of those.
How far am I from this Stu? It would be probably I'm in the mid-thumb area. So what's that tell you? It's probably without construction, which is never. It would probably take, let me see, I used to spend summers in Tawas. It takes about 3 hours to get to Tawas, 4 hours, probably five and a half hours, depending on traffic and stuff like that, and construction, which is always everywhere. But yeah, I have another friend that's up there, another person on my channel that's up in before the bridge area up there. So, and I used to love going up there. But yeah, I don't travel very much in Michigan anymore. Just because when we have, it's winter and then construction season. That's all we have up here anymore. Literally. And there's still, actually, the park that we live in, I mean, they just raised my lot rent, which makes it even harder because pretty much the amount that they raised my lot rent, that starts next month, the beginning of the first month, is basically almost half of my grocery budget for myself. Because I don't get food benefits or anything like that. So, which is ridiculous. You would think someone with Social Security or disability, I don't get food benefits. And
it's nothing to write home about.
So it is really frustrating that they, have raised it to the point. I mean, I'm obviously the things that I show, people comment about, oh, I would never buy half of the crap that you just showed there for meals. Guess what? That's why you buy your own shit that you want and have it in your pantry.
She's told these people over and over in her videos and in her lives that don't buy something you're not going to like.
Yeah. Well, if you don't normally eat it, don't get it.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah. And this video, the last one I did with the 10 days, I mean, literally, it's like $1.50 a day, probably even less, because I don't even, if I have clearance items or I get them for free and this and that stuff, it's like, people like, oh, that's all dead food and all this. It's like, guess what? You're going to be dead if you don't eat anything. So you pick and choose what you want to do. I can't make you be smarter. I can't help you survive if you think that you're going to go out and get a whole paycheck delivery from Whole Foods of your so-called organic stuff that you spend $500 a week on, but yet you throw half of it away because you don't feel like cooking and you just get takeout anyway. And you DoorDash some Skittles and a freaking coffee for $500.
Yeah.
Which people wonder why they're in debt and they're broke. It's like, I mean, it makes me angry. Like, I went to I got flooring from Home Depot and I only use credit when it's convenient. In other words, like, okay, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on flooring so I can have some more flooring in a room, actual flooring, instead of just wood floors that are freezing cold. And so I wanted to use my Home Depot card because I could have it interest free for 3 months. Yes, I will pay it off before the 3 months is up because I'm not going to pay interest on it because I don't like to have extra debt other than the walls that I have to pay for here and the lot rent that they keep jacking up every 5 freaking minutes. So
the landlord tried to pull that on me because I'm his last renter. He's not put any money into fixing anything else up. He said, the rent's gonna be $400, don't you? And I said, no. I said, no, it's not. And I handed him the rent that I've been paying for 6 years, $300. He didn't say a word. He knew he was beat. I was like, no, it's not my fault that you lost places to rent. I'm in the last one. I'll be moving into the last one. This place is not fit. And CPS made it clear. I shouldn't even be living in here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yes,
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, we got a cold front up here, man. This is ridiculous up here. That's all I know. All I know is it's in the 30s at flipping night.
Yeah, we were too. Yeah, tonight again.
Yeah, and like I said, some people are like, oh, my heat's got to be set on like 70 degrees or more than that or whatever it is. I'm like, I can't afford that. Number one, I can't even sleep in my master bedroom because I got one of the vents fixed in there. It cost me $600 to get that vent, one of them fixed. And that was it. The other one doesn't work in there. The bathroom's cold. And my daughter's room is the hottest one, besides the laundry room where the furnace is. My daughter's on the opposite side of that wall. There's heat over there. There's heat out here in this big, huge kitchen, dining room, family area or whatever. But it's so big of an area that there's not enough oomph to get the heat. I always have the fan the way it's supposed to be going and all that stuff too. I know that. But it's like, I can't afford to have my heat that high. That's why I have like 50 blankets, not 50, but close enough.
Yeah, I can't afford it either.
I have a queen size pull out couch that I sleep on.
The Celtic grandma, she's gonna watch the replay. She just wanted to stop in and say hello.
Hi, Grandma. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. I appreciate you stopping in. And yes, if you want to listen to us blab for the last hour and a half, come on in. Yeah. Honey is definitely good for, yeah, honey is really good for a lot of different things. Actually, it's good for your digestion too. So honey is very good. It's a natural antibiotic for sure. Yep. I agree for sure. 53 in Northwest Ohio. Yeah. Well, I don't even know. All I know is that we have lots of blankets. We sleep with layers, and that's I mean, I was working in my yard. I was trying to get the rest of my yard is all done. Leaves are starting to fall, which is a pain in the butt. Because it is. Because the park here doesn't do anything with anything. The leaves blow out. If you rake your yard, they're blown back into your yard from everywhere else in 5 minutes. So that's really annoying. But yeah, what was I say? Ran into a guy at a fundraiser, chili cook-off. Okay. You drank way too much. Okay. There you go. Hopefully somebody holds your hair for you. I just heard a thing about an older man. He was in his 70s, was charged with a felony for shooting at a drone. Did you know that it is a federal offense felony if you shoot a drone? He didn't even hit the drone. He shot at it, but because he admitted he actually did shoot at it because it was.
It's an aircraft. It is considered an aircraft.
And he's like, this thing was like flying around the top of my head and doing something, whatever it was. And I was just like, I said, so you're going to take some 78-year-old man and put him in jail because he didn't know that you couldn't, I didn't know you couldn't shoot a drone.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, you never know who it is spying on you. I mean, I do know people that help find like missing dogs and things or whatever.
Here's the great line with that, though. So, in theory, you own the airspace above your home.
Right.
However, it has a right of way.
Mm.
So it's your airspace above your home, but it's my right of way. If I have to fly over your home, I'm not purposely,
Mm-hmm.
First of all, for me to look into your windows, and I've already tested this on my house because it's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
I have some weird neighbors, but I have to be within line of sight of your window.
Mm-hmm.
And then my drone can only at the lowest video setting, my zoom gets better. However, I can't see in your window unless that drone is right there at your window, and you're going to go, what the hell is that? Mm-hmm. Now, that's obvious that I'm spying on you, but if I'm flying over your home, I pray that you don't shoot it down because I don't want to go to federal court, and I'm pretty sure you don't either. But yes, it is. It's a federal offense to fly one. To fly one, to shoot one down.
See? All right.
Yeah.
Handcuff him right now, somebody.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, make sure she's cute.
Yeah. Well,
well, obviously I'm not savvy on all the things with drone stuff because I don't have one or do one. I know people that do, but I just happened to have it happened to show up and I watched it and I was like, you should not be over private property without permission of owner or ATC.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, I mean, if you can't catch the person with the drone or if that, well, what's the thing? Anybody hear anything about Walmart having drone delivery or something like that?
Amazon will too.
See that, I think that was part of the thing. Something he said, because the old man, I remember him saying, yeah, I see this thing come down and I see this string drop from it and something, and then it goes back up and it takes off. And he's like, yeah, I shot at it.
Mine can't do that, but some of the higher priced DJIs can drop payloads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I only watch certain amounts of it because it pissed me off. Like usual, everything pisses me off. But it's just, I mean, I'm sorry, but if my grandparents were still alive and they're in their 70s and 80s, they see some weird crap around their house or something, guess what? They're going to be shooting at it because that's how they grew up. So they're gonna take some old man and put him in jail for something he didn't even know was wrong to do. I didn't know it was illegal to do that. Now I know not to try and shoot one.
So
I mean,
here's the fun part about this. I'm studying for the Part 107 license so I can make a commercial because I'm about to monetize my channel. Every one of them videos that I've been putting up lately is with the drone. I can't monetize because I don't have that commercial license.
oh, jeez,
Here's the
right.
bad part about it. It'll give the testing in Kentucky.
Oh, where are you supposed to go? Guam?
I guess. I'll find out, but it's not in Kentucky. Even though
If we're
we have
not
a
here anymore, roaming
bunch of
property. Have a
freaking
good night.
airports.
Huh? Mama's getting tired here. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, how much? Hey, Seabass, how you doing, honey? I miss you. Yeah, how do you know? They could change laws every 5 freaking seconds, and the average citizen has no clue. Just like a 76 or 8-year-old man doesn't know that this thing that looks like a kid's toy was doing something, and he was pissed off, and he's like, "Yeah, I used my 9mm, shot at it a couple times." He said I didn't hit it, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, if he didn't hit the thing, what's the big deal? Just because he admitted that he shot at it, that it's a felony offense or some crap or whatever.
I guess they're treating it the same as if you tried to take a pot shot at a full-fledged plane.
Yeah, it's something. Shawnee's asking if something not an online test that you can take for your stuff.
Not
or
that I'm aware of. No.
Huh. I have no idea about that.
I think it's about $150 for the test too. So.
Well, start making some other videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Some of those other kinds of videos.
Cold. I'm, the weather's changing, and I'm not gonna be able to take it up anyway.
Yeah. Well, I believe testing, and I was gonna say, if you can get your citizenship from Guam, you can get some shit from China. We can, there's all kinds of ways that we should be able to, get something that says citizen Q whatever can do whatever. Actually, Barry for president in 2024. I mean, it's just they're trying to make things so ridiculous for the average citizen. It's just I don't even want to go in public anymore. I mean, sheriff is illegal. What does I say? Sheriff said it's illegal within 200 feet from your house is invasion of privacy. He will not arrest if they violate it. Well, obviously, wherever this old man was, they don't give a shit because the poor guy is 70 in his late 70s. And he's like, damn right. He's like, got my gun right here. Yeah. He's like, I shot at it with my 9mm.
No, Shawnee, it doesn't. And it really should.
Yeah, they should. You would think that they would tell you all the information, but it's like the GOV. They don't give you but one little percent of the shit.
But right up to the 90s, last part of the 90s, when you bought a new CB, there was a handbook in there with the rules for the FC, for the CB radio.
They just want you to get screwed over.
Yeah, it's
really,
it's like, but really, it's common sense, isn't it?
I don't know common sense, nothing.
Yeah.
I was on the CB when I was a kid in my mom's car because all my family were truck drivers. We didn't have to do squat. I was like a 8-year-old kid, and I was just talking to my uncle this or cousin that or my brothers or whoever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Now you can't even fart wrong.
Yeah. Well, I use GMRS because CB in Kentucky is garbage.
Yeah.
I'm putting it very mildly.
Yeah. Well. 35. Yeah, I know. We had that too, Jan. Up here, our weather is redonkulonk too. I mean, I don't know if I'm coming or going. Hot flashes in the daytime and whatever else comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 35 here too.
It's chilly right now. I have a sweater on. I mean, I'm dressed warm enough, but I have like 3 blankets. I mean, just trying to insulate this place because it's down to the subflooring for X amount of time. Yes, my kitchen's done. Yes, I have some vinyl flooring in the laundry room. I got, I've had to redo all the floors everywhere. And now I'm trying to get my master bedroom, even though I have the padding down on the floor that you'd put underneath for a wood floor. I have that underneath my vinyl flooring, and it's like I'm walking on icicles if you don't have slippers on or shoes.
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous it is. And it's like, I can't afford to even attempt to heat it. And I'm not going to have a heater in there just because my dogs are in crates at nighttime because the oldest one gets in trouble if she's not. But, it's just, I can't afford to heat this much space. I can't afford to sell the place because I can't afford anywhere else to live. Even if I got whatever amount of money for this place, it paid it off and I had extra left over, the housing is so expensive. I can't afford an apartment anymore. My apartment when my daughter was young, and that was in the next city over, it was, I want to say, just under $700 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
Yeah.
But I've done all the things to keep her in our school district. That's all I could do. My friend saved us. I mean, we would have been homeless without him letting us live there for a few years. And then, I tried to get a house. And then, of course, that wasn't going to happen because I'm not veteran enough and all that BS. Yeah, what's it say? Bought and hooked up my own CB back in the 70s. Yeah, see? I know. That's how old I am too. From the 70s. Yeah, I mean, they just want to get their cut of money for every single thing and make sure that we are completely broke.
Yeah.
I mean, we already live. I mean, the people like Barry's like me. We're all, a lot of us are all the same. We basically make do with what we have. We do the best we can with what we have, and we're still broke no matter what. You can try to get ahead, but if you do get ahead, it's like I always try to make sure I have a little extra money for the electric bill, or I try to save, when my gas bill's not as high in the summer because I'm using electricity for cooling off the place. What I was paying, I try to put that money aside to get ready for when they whammo my ass with $100 heating bill because I wanted it to be more than 60 degrees in here. It's like you just try to do what you can do. Same thing with food. No, don't buy crap you don't eat. I'm so sick of people saying, "Oh, well, why bother if your house is going to burn down?" Well, I pay for insurance. Are they going to pay for every single thing I lose? No, as long as my life, my daughter's life, and if I'm lucky, if the dogs can come too, then if all 4 beings are alive, I could give a shit about what's in this house.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, as long as they pay it off, and I don't have to pay the mortgage and shit no more on it, and I can find another place to live, that's great. I don't care about stuff. Everybody's like stuff oriented. And it's like, I don't care about stuff. We have clothes on our back. We don't freeze. We don't die of heat stroke. We have water. We have food. Is it the best stuff in the world? No. Am I bummed we can't grow a garden? Yes. I can't afford to run electricity for my hydroponic units that I have because I can't afford it. They cut my disability off for a couple of months just because they could. I never tell anybody that. Because
I was there years ago. Yeah.
But I was like, why all of a sudden do I not have this X, Y, and Z? And I had to fight to get that back. And I was like, okay, well, guess what? Mama doesn't need to eat. I don't have to go to the grocery store. We're not going to, but it's different. My daughter doesn't understand. She's like, well, I eat a banana every morning, Mom. And it's like, well, guess what, honey? There were no bananas in the store when all the panic buying shit was going on and all that stuff. I was like, there's no bananas in the store, honey. I can't pull one out of my ass. Like it's like, yeah, don't cry over anything that won't cry for you. Yes, exactly, Seabass. That is true. Because, I mean, yeah, that I will never buy a brand new car. I will never lease a new car. I have a paid off vehicle. It's insured. I have it fully insured. It's the only vehicle I have. So if something happened to it, at least I have a rental car until I get paid the money so I can find another vehicle.
Yeah, I don't have one at all, so.
Well, I mean, it's not all that fantastic because I have to pay hundreds of dollars for my registration and all that bullshit. And then you have to make, I have insurance, but I pay for full coverage just because I'm the only driver. It's the only vehicle I have. I can't get anywhere unless I have a vehicle. So I mean, and I changed insurance companies.
Excuse
Instead
me.
of, it was like $500 less than what I was paying. I changed my homeowner's insurance policy because they were trying to raise it double because I had a claim. Whoopty shit. What do I have insurance for? They just try and screw you over all the time.
My closest friend just said that they raised his insurance on his car again. And that's twice within a month's time span.
How can they do that? I mean, well, the thing is,
and of course, they never have an explanation why.
Well,
it's just like, oh, suck it up, Buttercup.
That's BS. I'd be finding somebody else. That's like on mine. It shows that it showed that I had some incident report. Blah blah blah. I had chips in my windshield, repaired or whatever they do to them so they don't split your whole freaking windshield because I got a couple stone chips in them or whatever. And, I didn't want it to split.
Yeah.
And it showed on there that it was like an incident/accident thing. I'm like, it says my insurance paid $82. Okay, that's not a smash and dash kind of a thing. She's like, oh, yeah, it looks like it's possibly for a windshield or something. I said, why the shit is that on there even? It's supposed to be a preventive thing to do when you have insurance, because I could have just said, hey, guess what? I want my whole windshield replaced,
Yeah.
Instead, I said, hey, can you just do the sealing, seal them or whatever you got to do so that they don't like split all the way across in the middle of nowhere or something. So, that's the only part that's really annoying with insurance is that you are going to pay more no matter what. They're going to find it's like anything else. They're going to charge you for every single thing that they can.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. But, trying to feed people and keep your utilities on and stuff, that's the hard part. If you live in the South, obviously you don't want to sweat to death, but you might get snow down there. You never know. It happened before.
Well, the hell of it is his insurance is higher than his car payment.
Yeah. Well, it's even worse. That's why I can't do it. I mean, I've been bankrupt a number of times, obviously, when I was doing all the things for my daughter, because it just cost a fortune. Everything. It was $400 to walk into the door of a specialist that did stuff for her. So, and of course, insurance doesn't pay any of that because it's not a covered benefit. But yeah, that's why I could not ever have another payment because I can't even afford it. I could never afford it. And that's why I tell people all the time, I said, make sure whatever you can control expense-wise, get rid of it. If you have a lease car, try and save up $500 and buy a clunker. I drove a clunker that was a death trap for like, I don't know, almost a year until I got enough money to buy a one that wasn't quite as lethal of a car to drive in, Central Florida. Yes, actually, Seabass, my daughter's godmother lives down on the mid-east side of Florida. So, and they actually they had a little bit of damage and stuff, but it wasn't too bad where they were at. But
that's a cute cat, Seabass.
Yeah, I would like to be in. I don't like the cold weather. I highly despise cold weather because it hurts my body at my age now. Yeah, I have a 98 4Runner. Yeah, I have, mine's a 95. I think my SUV is a 95. So, and it's got like 160, it's going on 170,000 miles, which is totally fine with me. I bought it. I paid cash for it. I saved up all my money and whatever I could, and I was like, yep. Didn't understand what he said. I don't know what you were saying.
I said cute cat, Seabass.
Oh, cute cats. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, my daughter, when she after she got to see last time you were on here, when she saw your cat on here, she's like, I want to get Zoe from Mr. Mark's house. And I was like, no, Zoe's hanging out with Mr. Mark's cat. So because they're bonded, and it's like we're not
Yeah.
separated. His cat's like almost 20 years old or something close to that. And my cat is probably 13 or 14 years old, and they're like dudes and buds, and it's like, nope, I'm not going to separate them. If one of them goes, then that's fine, but I'm not going to do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all kinds of crazy off topics for tonight, but it's all stuff to try and survive from, is all I can say. And you never know what's going to come at you. That's the hard part about it. I mean, everybody thinks survival, oh, it's going to be, I got to get my bug out bag, and I got to, we're going to head to, we're going to do all this other stuff. But it's like, no, you're going to have worse shit happen. Like you lose your disability benefits, or you, just, I don't know. It's just tough because, I mean, I fought for I can't get my kid food benefits. I mean, the whole whopping $20 a month that they give her. It's like my daughter works a part-time job, and she doesn't understand the concept of money. She wants the money. She wants to buy the things with the money, but she doesn't understand about there's bills to pay, there's rent, there's a mortgage, there's water, there's electric, all the things. She wants to go buy a new game for her, whatever. She wants to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, you just can't explain those things to get it to go in their head.
Yeah, I've got kids. I know.
I mean, even a typical kid. I mean, especially the ones, we weren't handed anything. I started working babysitting when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old to have money for stuff I wanted. Yeah, it's just terrible, terrible stuff. But I mean, it's like she could work, 30 hours a week or something. Well, they only have her work whatever hours are convenient for them, of course, but that's fine and dandy. The school drives her back and forth unless they're not working, which my daughter schedules herself without consulting me first, who is the driver of her.
Yeah.
I don't get reimbursed to be her guardian. I don't get reimbursed my gas, my mileage, the wear and tear on my vehicle, none of those things. So it's just, oh goodness, an hour and a half to renew your medicated. Yes, I've been through all that stuff too. Actually, I just, after a year and a half, I have been fighting with my Part B stuff for my disability, whatever. And I was like, okay, me having to have that money removed for my part of the medical stuff was basically like taking half of my house payment away from my income. How am I am too old to be working in a hoochie coochie place, and I wouldn't make no money if I was there.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry, that's the only way I can put it. It's like,
no, you're right.
I mean, yeah, there could be the one leg. I mean, I don't know. There was always a joke about a one-legged lady of the night that my grandparents said something. Oh my gosh, I still remember that shit. I don't know why, but it's like how no wonder people go bankrupt. They're homeless, and then well, your kid's dirty looking at school, so we're gonna send CPS over or something, find out why your kid's so dirty. It's like, kids are dirty if they're little kids. If you have a young adult like mine that decides what clothes she wants to wear, I can always recommend you might want to wear a sweater today instead of a short sleeve shirt. And you might want to wear your winter coat instead of your spring coat.
Yeah.
If she chooses otherwise, yes, I can highly suggest things. I can't force her to put something on. I mean, I can within reason, obviously, but she's bigger than I am. She'd kick my ass, literally. I can't imagine if I had a violent person instead of my daughter. I mean, when she says, yes, mom, or she says, hello, ma'am, hello, sir, she was brought up that way. Kids nowadays, oh, heck, they'd have no head if they were mine. Literally. I mean, it's just that they don't learn nothing. No common sense. But it's like, how am I supposed to pay for this shit if they don't give me, it's like, well, X, Y, and Z reasons, and then it takes them 5 times longer. So it's like a vicious game back and forth with people's livelihood, or the difference between having a roof over your head or not, or living out of a car. If you have a car. If you have a car. Sorry, Barry. If you don't have a car, you're going to be under the car with your cats. I don't know. I mean, I've been in some situations that are pretty damn close to that. But I've been flapping again for 2 hours, but thanks for coming again, hanging out. So
anytime.
Yeah. So I'll probably have you come by next week too, and I'll see if Devil Dog might be available to stop in sometime. And anybody
if I didn't like you, I'd make stupid excuses not to join you.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, I cannot start this stream until Barry gets his ass on here. I will object. But it's probably a bit too late for me tonight because I'm tired and it's like 10 o'clock. And I know it's dark so dang early. I can't stand it. I want to go to sleep at like 7 o'clock, which is ridiculous. But I do have a video. It's going to be a long one, and it's probably going to be one. I don't know. People are going to hate it. They might like it. They might not like it. I don't really care, but it's one that I needed to get out. And I know Barry's the only one that knows what the content is until I post it, but I'm going to see if I can schedule it for a premiere for tomorrow. If not, I'll probably put it up sometime tomorrow when I get my lazy butt off the couch in the morning. So,
Rocket Miles, I live in central Kentucky, but I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, so you should have stayed in Ohio, so you were closer. Yeah,
I didn't know you then.
There's a few people that I used to go visit my friend. She was in Columbus. I used to go to fitness shows in Columbus and stuff, and so used to hang out with her.
I've lived here for 31 years, and yeah, I do miss Cleveland.
Well, I only went there because I went to see my friend, but unfortunately, she passed away very young. She was only 40. She had a stroke when she was 40. So,
ouch.
And she passed away from it. So that really sucked. But yes, I used to go there every year for fitness shows all the time. But I quit. That was long. That was a while ago. It was a while ago. So actually, gosh, it's been. I'm not even gonna do the math, but I hope y'all have a good night, everybody. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us, and I appreciate it. And keep your eyes out because Mama's got a rant video coming up. Well, it's a little bit. You don't want to miss this. It's a little bit of a rant, but it's more like a Michelle video.
It's Michelle. It's all Michelle.
Well,
just keep doing all the things.
It's not about food prepping or meal planning or trying to do a pantry challenge, which nobody does. Nobody's going to do it because they're all lazy. Sorry, but people are lazy. It's like, try your shit out. Make sure you have the food you want. If you don't like it, don't get it.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
But no.
Y'all watch it, really.
All of y'all probably want to see it because
leave a comment, keep a like.
Yeah, you can comment. I don't care. I don't care what people comment on it anyway. Actually, I really don't give two rats butts. So, but thanks, Jan, and everybody else. Love y'all. Have a good night. God bless y'all. And
love you guys.
Sleep well, and we'll see you later. And look for the goods tomorrow. That's all I can say. Or else I'm going to give it away. Keep being quiet. Good night. God bless. Love y'all.